Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good, last session we were coming closer to fixing the problem with the replay camera. So the problem is we need to do something about the set zoom, zoom, set height above ground. So who's calling this here? Set height above ground. Who's doing that? Ah, that's in zoom. Aha. Could it be that the zoom function simply is wrong? Set zoom. Yeah. Set zoom. Set zoom. Get zoom, set zoom. 3D. Set zoom. Ah, but it's here. Ah, but this is gone. Set zoom is no longer clamped by a min-max zoom. It will be clamped elsewhere. So set zoom. What does this zoom do? Aha. Zoom. Zoom height. Set zoom. Zoom. Set zoom. Okay, I'm not so sure now what we need to do here. So basically, this zoom, it doesn't do the same as set zoom. Yeah, that's kind of wild, right? So set zoom is different from zoom. Okay, so zoom will change the height above ground. Yeah. Set zoom. Height above ground. So. Who else is calling set zoom? Set zoom. Set zoom. Okay, not much callers to this. Set zoom. So the zoom, man. Set zoom. Set zoom. Set height. Set zoom. Set height above ground. Set zoom. Get max zone. Max zone. Get max zone. Get zone. Set height. Set zone. Get max zone. Max height. Yeah. So. I think we need to set the height above ground here to max height above ground 310. Height above ground 120. Yeah. So one gets. What kind of functions do we have here? By the way, this function, height above ground, is also in view. It's also in view. Set zoom to default. Why don't we get max? Set zoom. So ground level we need to so m zoom equals that. So how do we get the, so we have ground level plus that, and then times that. Does that make sense? So ground level max height above ground times that height above ground. Yeah, I think so. This might be correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, that doesn't look right. Oof. Oh, it's back to fighting. Huh. Huh. Man. Hmm. So zoom is 1.27? Why? Why is the zoom 1.27 now? Okay. I guess that the set zoom is not working correctly. Set zoom. No. Here. Set zoom. Set zoom. Here. So zoom is 1. Ground level is 117 plus that. Height above ground. Max height above ground. Mm-hmm. I think we need to scale zoom as this one. Not that it makes any difference. Yeah. I can't wrap my head around this shit. Why this doesn't work correctly. Man, the camera is so hard. Okay, still doesn't work correctly. Yeah, something's not right. Huh. That's weird. That's so weird. Why is it doing that? Man. Z1 height above ground. Height above ground. 429. Ah. Ah. Max. Ah, okay. Not with ground level. Just like that. Ah. Ah, okay. Let's try that. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. 1, 2. 1 to 2. Huh. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, that works. Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, looks a bit stuttery there, but I guess that's okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this works. Okay, that's certainly an improvement. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, this looks very promising. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's still an effect when I scroll. I think there still is a there's something going on with the logic here. Updates here. So when we scroll, it will still go through the move pivot. Well, I don't know. Just so on scroll. Scrolling too fast. Ah. I think I know what it is. Like when we scroll, let me do a restart. Huh? That was weird. Huh, why is it so close now? Huh. Okay, that was weird. So I assume that if when we scroll, yeah, I say, when we scroll, then it doesn't enter this code here, because then this will be false and this will be false and it doesn't go in here, but it always needs to go in there. So I think what we need to do here is just zoom when scrolling. Let me just say war. Or or let's think about this. We need another condition here. So I know what is scrolling shouldn't turn true if hold on, is scrolling is scrolling. Scroll amount. Scroll amount. So I think the problem is that even if no real scroll amount arrives here, it's still considered scrolling, right? I think that's the issue. Yeah, that's the issue. So how do we solve this? Is scrolling. Here, set scrolling. Set scrolling. Disable all camera interactions. What? Ah, okay. So set scrolling. Who is calling this? True. Here. Set scrolling. Look at translator. Who's calling that? Set scrolling. Is scrolling. Right mouse button. Set scrolling. Scroll RMB. Right. Okay. I don't think we can touch this stuff here, but scroll amount. Who's setting scroll amount? Scroll by. Scroll amount. Scroll by. If delta. Okay, who's calling scroll by? User scroll by. Scroll by. Okay. So, user scroll by. That's the one. Set scroll amount, offset. User scroll by. Not scrolling, so reset amount. I see. I see. I see. Set camera lock. Let's remove this here. Who's calling this here? Set camera lock. Script actions. Ah. I think we also need to treat this one. Break any camera locks. Set scrolling. So we need a bool. Object ID. Drawable. Camera lock. Drawable. Object ID. Drawable. I think this one should also be const, right? No, maybe not. Okay, so user set Oh, that stuff is complicated here, really. So, and then here we can say set scrolling, then we set here user this and user set that. Okay, we are inching forward. Okay, what was the other issue? I already forgot what we worked on before. Set location. Ah, what was the previous problem we looked at? I already forgot. I don't know. I forgot. We looked at something. It was the reset of the scroll by, right? Scroll by. Scroll by. So here we set 0. Well then, I mean, if it's always setting this, is scrolling. Scrolling. I think what we can do here is simply remove this. And then move this here and remove that. Yeah. Like that. Okay, and then what happens? Is user control locked and it does nothing. It doesn't reach this. Yeah. Doesn't reach. We'll eventually get there. Then we will set it to 0. Scroll by. That doesn't seem right though. Then it's always calling this here, right? Yeah. Yeah, that seems weird. Yeah, I'm not sold on this idea here. Let me go back to this. So scroll amount. Yeah. I think we need to set the scroll amount to 0 somewhere. Questions where. If delta and delta is not 0, not 0. Ignore. 0. So one of these guys needs to be 0. Okay. not 0, I mean. So scroll amount, maybe scroll y, scroll y, scroll. Scroll amount, scroll amount. Void reset scroll. Reset scroll, and then we do m scroll. Oh, is that not part of this? Scroll by. Oh, well, that's different. Virtual void reset scroll. Well, it would be nicer to just say, let's just send 0 to this guy. Yeah. Instead of having a new function. Let me remove that again. But then so if delta, let's say, well, do we ever pass null to this thing? Well, let's just say else scroll amount is to 2D chords 0 0. Zero, 0. Okay. Okay, and then we say move this, and then scroll by. But then it will reach in here. Yeah. Would have to say pivot to ground. Would have to say if delta and same condition as we have in the other one. This condition here. If delta use a scroll by, yeah. Delta. Yeah. Scroll by. Then what we do now is we go to scroll by. So in game, where is it? Here? No. Yeah. Okay, so I think this one is back on the menu. Yeah. So now we always set it. Same as this one. Yeah. And then we say here apply scroll amount or no scroll amount. Including zero amount. And then in set user set lock user Ah, what was it? Yeah. So I think here what we should also do is set scroll by 0. Scroll by 0. Quote 2D scroll. Oh, we can do that. Okay. Offset. Scroll offset. Just call it scroll. Okay, I think this solves all our problems. And then we need to go to view, update, and do updates, and set so instead of this scrolling here, which is unreliable, we say scroll amount dot length. Let's add a length squared x times x plus y by y. Length x times x. Yeah, I think that's fair. And here we say length sqr. We say scroll no, so real const real scroll len squared that that is larger than 0. You can also maybe put a FLT epsilon. Okay. Why is this else here? From experimentation. Okay, so I think this will work. Yeah. Man, things are getting complicated ever more. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Supposed to have this flare effect. What? The fuck? Huh. GPS scrambler. Huh. Okay, by the way, this has compiled, let's test it. Probably should do some reviewing as well, maybe. Okay, so let's see. Load replay. There we go. There's still some weird issue with the camera height, right? No, this looks fine. Okay. Okay. So let's see what the scrolling does. Okay, seems like it has no more effect. Yeah. Let's put a breakpoint here just to make sure. So here. Yeah. So this one is 0 now. Yeah, excellent. Scrolling false, scrolling too fast. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. Let's get out of here. Okay, cool. Let's zoom in. That works. Okay, fantastic. This looks very, very good. I'm very happy. I was worried. Man, that was such a headache. I had such a pain with this shit. Man. Okay, but now it looks really good. Only the transition looks a bit choppy. Yeah, but I don't care. It's okay. Yeah. It's a bit choppy. It's probably because the logic tick rate is 30 FPS, so it stutters. Yeah. I think that's kind of expected, I guess. Yeah, okay. But I think it looks really, really good. Yeah. So when we pause, we can also not move. Yeah, okay. Okay, this is really good. Well done. And if we put back, then we can move again. We can rotate. Yeah, this looks very good. Very, very good. So at the end of scrolling, then the scroll amount should be now 0. Yeah. Let me put a breakpoint at here. Here. Offset 0. Yeah. Okay. So and then it will go in here. It's not locked. It is 0, so it will not stop doing scripted camera. Then we go in here, and then it will set it to 0. Okay. It's a bit expensive here, but it's just once a frame, so I think that's fine. Yeah, it's just doing it once a frame here. A few tests is okay. What is this doing? That's pretty cheap. Can we maybe make it cheaper? Stop doing. Oh, we can do scroll by. Scroll by. Well, we could do. User control locked. Yeah. Maybe what we do is so here we do user scroll by, and here we do just scroll by. Not scrolling, so reset amount. We could do that. Yeah, and then here it would go directly into the scroll by function, this one. And so it would go directly down here. Yeah. Because that's totally fair, isn't it? Yeah, else. Jesus Christ. Else if scroll the view. Stop scrolling. Is scrolling. Scrolling. Else. Huh? Not scrolling, so reset amount. If is scrolling and not is scrolling. Stops. What is this? Stop scrolling. Maybe we shouldn't set this here. Maybe we only need. Why do we need this at all here? Set scroll amount. Scrolling. Scroll amount. Being forced to stop scrolling. Stop. Maybe we should put it into stop scrolling. I don't know why this is here, down here then. Let me test it with this guy here. Let's see where stop scrolling is called. Set scrolling, stop scrolling. Okay. I would say we put it in here. Scroll. Set scrolling. Doesn't perfectly mirror though the other one. Right now this guy was mirroring this one here, but now with this one it doesn't do that anymore. Scroll by. Why is this so chaotic, this code? Scroll by. Scroll K. Stop scrolling. Set scrolling. Who's doing set scrolling? Who's calling that? Set scrolling. Scroll by. I don't know. It looks like it doesn't really fit in here, even though it would sound like the natural place to put it. But I don't know, because this is the only place that calls set user scroll by. So I would think that we need to put scroll by here with 0 offset. Yeah. Not scrolling, so reset amount. What is scrolling? What is scrolling? Stop scrolling. I don't know if we need to put this here or not. It's really not clear. Why is this necessary here? What happens if we remove this here? Will this always be called when we stop scrolling? Let's see. Is scrolling. What is this doing? Is scrolling. Stop scrolling. Yeah. Okay, but we are very close overall, so that's good. It's just that this is absolutely complicated. Very, very complicated. So, load replay. So, aha, now we have this bullshit again. Okay. Let's see. Okay, it never hits. Okay, it's totally broken. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So this one is very much necessary. I don't know what's going on here, but this one is not being called. Okay. Well, then we put this one back here. Regarding the other issue, I think there is a problem. So it doesn't know yet that the user is scrolling. Yeah. When we first click. Scroll by. Yeah, so one more issue that I realized is at this location, it doesn't know at this point when it sets a camera that we should be in the user mode. Yeah. We should be in the user mode. User camera mode, not scripted camera mode. Well, we can do a user scroll by. That will force it. I think User scroll by, it will call scroll by. Stop doing scripted camera, yeah. But no, it won't do it actually. Then we need to remove this here again. Yeah, I think we can do that. Force user camera, force non-scripted camera mode, and set scroll to 0. To ensure this camera operates in with auto zooming, with zooming over auto zoom over terrain elevations. Force non-scripted camera mode and set scrolling to 0 to ensure the camera operates with zooming, with something like that. Okay, so I think this will fix a problem where on the first click of the replay camera, it didn't show correctly, right? Or the zoom level was wrong. This should be fixed now. Could also do user set location, but I think user set location would also work. Do we actually need scroll by? Maybe just user set location. User set location. Maybe we don't need this user scroll by. Actually, we do. Let's say info definitely call in user mode to ensure operates with auto zoom. And then here Make sure there's no scrolling ever. I think that's good. Yeah. Now the intent is crystal clear. Okay, I think this one makes sense. Yeah. Maybe we can also clarify our train elevations because the replay camera does not store absolute camera location, but a zoom relative to the ground, to the terrain height at the camera pivot. But a zoom, because replay camera does not store the absolute camera location, but good. So now the camera is now in scripted mode. Though I wonder when we have view, there's a reset function here, right? In here, where's the reset? We already do. Is controlled by user. Why is this not being called then? Or is it? Reset. View reset. It is calling this. Let me see. Ignore. It is false, and now it sets it to true. That should work. Yeah. This view is controlled by user is set to false right now. Oh, because it calls reset camera here. Just move the cam. Oh my goodness. Well, that's ass. Okay, that's interesting. Move the camera. I don't like that here. Reset camera. Move camera to set angle, zoom camera, pitch camera. Reset camera. So what is this? It's location. Location. I think we should do. We should do it differently. I don't like that. So reset camera. We do it like this here. Reset pivot to ground. Reset. Reset camera. Yeah. So we should set everything to default here. Reset pivot to ground. And then the position is position. Do we have a sets location? Set origin. How do we set position? Other than modifying the pos directly. View. Set pos. Set position. Set position. Arbitrary pause. Set position. Pause. Reset pivot to ground. I don't know if that makes sense here. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah. Reset pivot to ground. I don't know if that makes sense though. Use a reset pivot to ground. Let's call reset pivot to ground. And hide for map. Well, maybe we shouldn't do that here. Let's just do this. So this should resemble what reset camera did. Sets a default zoom. Sets a default pitch. Angle and position. I think this would resemble this. Let me test this again. Then let me also make the comment a bit nicer. Basically, I would like to avoid that something calls a script, or a camera function that is meant for scripting right here at resets or afterwards. So right now, let's see. The is controlled by user true. Yeah, okay. Now we set everything to default. Okay, blah, blah, okay. Okay, great. Okay, let's load the replay. Okay, so controlled by user is true. Now we set position to 0, angle reset, pitch is reset, and zoom is reset. Okay, blah, 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 okay. Then next, let's put a breakpoint in here. And let me also go to the update function. And let's put a breakpoint here. Okay, so now controlled by user is true. Okay, great. Init height, okay, and here we have this guy. Okay, great. Oof. Well, that looked ass. Huh. Okay, there was some... I think maybe the problem was that we first need to call stop. Let me go back to reset. Reset. I have a suspicion that we need to call here stop doing scripted camera. Yeah, maybe we should call it. Let's call it here. Stop scripted camera. Okay, let's try that. I suspect the problem was it still had some scripted camera movement information. And that's why it did like a weird movement there. Yeah. Okay, so load replay, last replay. There we go. Yup, great. Okay, that looked fantastic. That looks great. Yep. Okay, great. Let's get back to the shell map. And we have scripted movement. Okay, so as far as I'm aware, everything is good now. Unless, of course, we run into the next problem. Yeah, which is very much possible. How much did we touch now? Oh, hell no. By the way, there was something else I saw earlier. Here, I think this one is not necessary because these guys, well, it's different. Well, let's leave it there. I don't care. Okay. Good. Yeah. Then I think next session we need to clean this up and massage it into our change. And then make a separate change again. Oh man. Oh man. That's incredible. Yeah. Damn. God damn. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think I will end it here because my brain is fried. I hope that there are not more issues lurking, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's more wrong. It's a nightmare. This camera stuff is an absolute nightmare. Override, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. So was the side to core? Channels MD. That's channels. Let me see. So last, okay. Sleepy update size. Last size. Um, yeah. Override. So I looked over all files and it looks okay. How were these files chosen? Is there any system, or are they picked at random? Are they an exact mirror between generals and 0 hour? Or is this like the comments refactor where totally random bits and pieces were touched? Random places were touched across the games. Door looks okay. Principle. What are the next steps? What are the next steps after this? How many more waves do we expect? How many files? Right. How many more files do we expect to be touched? 60 does not seem much. 60 are not much, but it is okay to do in chunks. Okay. Oof. Indeed, that looks wrong. Right string without null. Right bytes. Um, length. Mhm. Okay, I think he makes some good comments here. Yeah, I will check this. I will check this another time. Mhm. Mhm. Okay, this is definitely an error. This also looks suspicious indeed. Yeah. Because it's not clamped. Yeah. And this one, yeah, there's a const here. Yeah, sure. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Good. Yeah, I think I will. I will end it here. The problem with the camera is that it's so complex. Like there are all these different things that are happening with it. So it's really hard to predict. Like you would need to test everything. Like you need to play through the whole game, do all the actions. Like, for example, now I didn't test border scroll, right? For example, let's test. Let's load a replay and let's do border scroll. Let's see what happens then. Yeah. But I can't do border scroll right now because, but I can do here cursor. So we do cursor. Oh, see, there's an issue. Now it stopped. Okay, that was weird. So there's still some bug. Let's try that again. So we move forward and then it's bugged for a moment. Look at that. Why is that? And then it stops. Huh. Huh. Why is that? Hmm. God damn it. First test where we try something different and it's broken again. Oh man. Okay, looks like there's more to test. Shall Should I take a note here somewhere? Let's say here, to do, there still is a problem with arrow key scroll before first replay camera movements. Yeah. Then I will check that next session. Yeah. I'll check that next session. Good. Great. Good. I will end it here. Yeah. Okay, we made progress. It is pain. Yeah, but we are advancing. Yeah. Okay. Well, I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.